Hello, and welcome to this week's Meaningful Minute. This week, I would like to ask you the question, what story are you telling yourself? And the stories we tell ourselves really determine what we're feeling. And this comes from a woman named Byron Katie, who is just a brilliant therapist. And I've got a couple stories to tell you. One is that we have a friend that works for an organization. He was passed over for a promotion. And he's very bitter about that. And he's telling everybody how bitter he is. And I happen to know that his father doesn't really favor him. He favors the brother. And so I'm thinking he's probably saying his story is, I'm always passed over, I'm not good enough, and people don't see my potential, and, whatever he's doing. But he's sabotaging the company in the meantime. That's not a good story. Second story I want to tell you is that Susan and I had brought the motorhome back to Forest Grove, and she had filled it up with gas. And in Oregon, you can't do your own gas. You have to have the attendant do it. And so she came home, and then we took off for the beach. She was driving the motorhome. I was driving in the car. And as we went down our road, I saw a gas cap lying in the road. And I thought, is there any possibility that could be from the motorhome? So I tried to catch up with her. I couldn't. I tried calling her on the cell phone. There was no cell phone coverage. Finally got her. She pulled over and we looked. Sure enough, no gas cap. So I drove like crazy back to Forest Grove, got the gas cap. It was still in the road, brought it back, and yes, it fit perfectly. And so we were just rejoicing. And, what are the odds that I'd think it might have come from the motorhome, that it was still in the road when I went back for it? But the story we tell ourselves is God really looks after us. He really takes care of us. And because of that story we tell ourselves, we're full of peace and joy. We don't have to worry about anything. So this week, think about what story you tell yourself and what emotions that brings up. And if it's not a good story, let it go. If it's a good story, keep telling it. Have a great week.